All right, yo, what's up? It's tier list Tuesday, even though it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday. It might be a day late, but it's been like 2 weeks since I've made a video, and I have been kind of really addicted to Monster Hunter Wilds, so that's what the video is gonna be about, all right? And you may be thinking like, oh, it's a whatever a tier list for a game where you're mostly just playing for fun. Like, dude, who cares? And that's where I stop you, alright? This is not a tier list for how good each weapon is. This is a tier list of how cool you are if you play these weapons. To kick off this list, I will start with the coolest, least cool weapon is Heavy Bowgun. Now, Heavy Bowgun is, a ranged weapon in a game meant to be played with melee. I'll be honest, I don't know who boots up Monster Hunter and it's like, oh boy, I can't wait to play some bowgun. I can't wait to just run around and shoot at a monster. But there is a little bit of silver lining with heavy bowgun specifically because, maybe later on in the lifespan of this game, it turns out that heavy bowgun does a ridiculous damage output and it's like the optimal like speed run farming weapon. So that's why I'm putting it at the top of D. You get like a pass if you use it just because, it might be meta, but that's the only reason why you should be using it. You should only be using heavy bowgun if you're just picking a weapon to be good. Next on the list, I'm going to put light bowgun. For actually, you know what? No, I'm going to put bow. For the same reason, like, bro, why are you playing a ranged weapon in Monster Hunter? I just think it's so boring, man. You just like roll and then shoot. Like you don't have to space. You don't have to. You can technically aim for weak points, but most of the time you're just shooting at a monster, and because it's targeting you, it'll face you anyway. So you're just hitting headshots. You don't have to like do anything special. At least with the guns and stuff, you do it like coatings and stuff, so you can apply statuses, whatnot. That's kind of nice, I guess. You can kind of play a supporting role getting paras, but every weapon can do that. Unless if you're running like a para greatsword, then you're weird. But yeah, I don't know, man. If you like main a ranged weapon, you're weird. Like it's okay to play any of these weapons. To be clear, like if you have it in your, maybe you have it as your like offhand weapon or your secondary weapon, right? Just if you really hate fighting against a monster, maybe like Guardian Rathalos. Guardian Rathalos is a bitch. He just sits in the air, shoots fireballs, spams fireballs, whatever. If you want to just fucking shoot that guy, be my guest. But if this is like your go-to weapon, like you boot up the game every day to play bow, like what are you doing, bro? Like that has to get boring after like 5 hunts. I've never once considered playing bow in my entire time playing it. Like I haven't played bow and I haven't even considered it. So maybe I'm wrong, but I'm willing to take that chance. I did play bow in GU, so like I know what it's about. I played all these weapons in GU a little bit. But finally, light bow gun. The last ranged weapon. Yes, I'm putting every ranged weapon in D tier. Because if this is your weapon main, you have bad taste. I'm going to tell you. It's just objectively, it's like who plays bow in like Dark Souls or Elden Ring? Like nobody in the history of all of Elden Ring actually used a bow build. Like it's a meme. Like you're doing a bow build if you're doing like a challenge run or like a funny playthrough, or if you're just relying on your whatever it's called, the summon shit. If you're just relying on the multiplayer where you summon let me solo her and then you just sit in the back and spam bow. Like, bro, that's you if you're playing any like bowgun or bow in Monster Hunter. I don't know. It's just really weird. I don't respect anyone that plays these weapons. If I like queue into if I'm on a hunt, I send out an SOS flare and I'm joined by a bunch of bowgun players, like, I don't know, man. It's just downhill from there. I know they're going to do like 10% of the monster's health. Because, yeah, most of these bowguns, like, dude, I at least like tried out in like the testing range and shit. And like, I think I accidentally I brought heavy bowgun into one quest. The damage output is like not that crazy, if I'm honest. Like it's not like GU broken. Where in Generations Ultimate, heavy bowgun was just absolutely ridiculous. Like you could kill the Charm Farm Brachiodos in like 45 seconds if you had a full party of heavy bowgun. Like that one makes sense. But in here, like, dude, Wilds is not that hard of a game. Like you can make any weapon work. It's whack to be choosing like the least fun weapons where you're just sitting back and shooting the monster. It's like, bro, if you want to play a shooter game, play Borderlands, dude. Borderlands is so much like better. Or play Destiny or fucking Warframe. Just like any like co-op shooter that, you know, isn't a melee based game. Anyways, on to the final thing of D tier. I'm actually going to move this around because I changed my mind. Heavy bowgun is not the best D tier weapon. This one's going to piss off a lot of people because this is a very, very played weapon. Not Gunlance. I'll get to him later. Sword and Shield. Yeah, Sword and Shield is just... I'm going to be honest. I don't have any like major beef with Sword and Shield. I just don't understand why people play it. Like, it's the only weapon in the game that has shield in the title. And despite that, its shield is so ass. Like, you don't use the shield at all. Like, Lance has a broken-ass shield. Gunlance has a broken-ass shield. But then Sword and Shield has the shittiest, most useless shield. Like, bro, you can block, like, small monster attacks and shit. Like, who cares? And then, attack-wise, it's, like, half of Dual Blades. It's like, bro, why don't you play Dual Blades where you can, like, go into demon mode and, like, fucking get all the elemental damage out? But instead, no, you just want to sit back and, like, I don't know, you have the shield so you can technically get knockouts, but it's like if you want to play for knockouts, go Hammer or Hunting Horn. Like those are two cool ass weapons and you're picking Sword and Shield. So many people play Sword and Shield too. Its damage output is pretty fucking mid. It has pretty bad reach. It has like a couple cool attacks, but there's just so many better options. It also has so little like oomph to it. Like the most oomph that you get, like the best feeling hit that you be getting with Sword and Shield is like the shield bash attacks when you hit a monster on the head. Or I guess you have like the one thing where you like run up the side of its body and like cut it down. But even then, like if you compare it to like the shit like Swax can do where you fucking carve into the monster and blow it up from the inside where you get like an unofficial mount attack. Like, dude, you can go for that cool shit, or you can just, I think I'll play Sword and Shield. And so many people play it. I just don't understand why. Like, if I drop an SOS flare on accident or some shit, or I'm just playing in a random lobby, and someone is playing Sword and Shield, my immediate thought is like, God damn it, this guy's going to triple cart. Like, this guy's going to get absolutely cooked. Or this guy, I don't know, man. It's just like, this is like a noob weapon. I want to say, like, this is the weapon where you play when you really just don't know how to play anything else. Because admittedly, it is the most simple weapon. Maybe that's the reason why people play it. It has, like, the least unique shit. It's so just by the book. You do stuff. But, yeah, anyways, that's enough with me ranting about Sword and Shield. I will now get on to C tier. To kick things off, I think I'm going to go with Gunlance. Now, Gunlance is... Bro, it's kind of in like the trio of weird weapons with like Hunting Horn and Insect Glaive. I think Hunting Horn, Insect Glaive, and Gunlance are the weapons where it's like, alright, that's kind of like funny that they exist. Like, no human being has ever like used these weapons in real life, but it's cool that it exists in a video game. With that being said, I think Gunlance is boring as shit. I'll be honest. I think that you kind of just hold block. Actually, maybe I should start out with, spoiler alert, Lance. I mean, I'll throw Gunlance here, but I'll go back to Gunlance. With Lance is just a baby weapon. It's, I don't know, it's not bad, and it's kind of fun, honestly. Like, you get to do the charge. The charge is fun, and I mean, the problem is that it has such a low skill ceiling, right? Or like low skill floor, low skill ceiling. Like, it's just a baby weapon, bro. Like, you just hold block and you can beat like half the monsters in the game. Like, if you get guard up, you can block like the strongest attacks in the game. You don't take any damage. Like, I think I've died with Lance like once, and it was when I was actually just like not healing, and yeah, I was just like trolling. And even then, like, how do you die 3 times with Lance? Like, bro, Lance is just like, I don't know. It's like the baby weapon where you just hold block, spam attack, and win. GG, win game. It doesn't do very much damage though, honestly. Its damage output, when you compare it to some of the higher damage weapons, that I will touch on later, it's like not that crazy. Anyways, now on to Gunlance. Gunlance is kind of the same thing as Lance, except I kind of respect it less just because, first of all, I think it has a higher damage output. I have heard that Gunlance actually hits really hard in this game. But I feel like Gunlance players are just like kind of weird. It just oozes like degenerate gamer, you know, like owns a body pillow. Like just off vibes alone. Like when I see someone join my party and their weapon is Gunlance, I'm like, bro, this guy has not been out of his room. Or it's just like a new player that's like, oh, it's Gunlance, like that's a cool name. And then usually they don't get very far. Usually they'll play the weapon, realize it's kind of boring as shit, where you just, yeah, hold a block just like Lance. Except, oh yeah, now you can also shoot them, and I don't know. The Wyvern Blast is cool, but you get to use it like once a minute. So it's like, whatever, man. And like, if you're picking this weapon because you think it's good, like, dude, half the weapons in this game are broken as shit. Like, pick any other weapon and it'll probably, like, just blindfolded, throw a dart at a board with all the weapons on it, and you will probably get a broken ass weapon, I'll be honest. To kick off B tier, I'm going to put Longsword. Now, I'm a Longsword main. I'm not going to be a pretentious guy that puts their main weapon in S tier because I think it's really cool. I'll be honest. I've been a Longsword main since GU. I was a Longsword main in Rise. Rise Longsword went crazy, but now in Wilds, Longsword goes equally crazy. Longsword is kind of ridiculous. The damage output is absolutely wild. And because of how they reworked the Red Spirit mode, you can very well run elemental builds on Longsword. Like, Longsword does a ridiculous amount of elemental damage if you get a good Arshan variant. You can get up to 730 elemental on it, which is just absolutely nuts. Like, at that point, you're dealing like hundreds of damage per hit, or like probably like between 80 and 120, but you attack so fast that, you know, not nearly as fast as Dual Blades, not even as fast as Sword and Shield. Actually, maybe as fast as Sword and Shield. But yeah, in this game, it's actually very good to run Elemental Longsword. I still would say Crit Boost is better than like Crit Element, but yeah, Longsword is just, you're probably picking Longsword because it's good. It's a staple, or you're picking it because you're a weeb, or if you're like me, you're picking it because you're both. Like, respectfully, I like my big anime sword slash where I like wave my blade around and then sheath it. It makes me feel cool as shit. And I like the delayed hits where you hit the monster and then, yeah, you wait until you sheathe the weapon and then it gets hit and then it like knocks him down, whatever. Also, Longsword gets crazy wound value where, because of how long it is, you can stab wounds from like across a monster. Like, there's some monsters where you can stab them, you can like exploit wounds that are on the tail even when you're attacking them from the front. Like, Longsword is just, it's just a staple weapon. Like, bro, this weapon is, if this was a strength weapon, I don't think there's a single game where I'm putting Longsword below A tier. Because, like, you know, in like Generations Ultimate, some games will have like one definitive like broken ass weapon. Like, yeah, GU had heavy bowgun, but I mean, no matter what you do, Longsword with its just like raw multiplier, and it just has to be good. It's always a very solid A tier weapon strength wise. But yeah, you're not playing Longsword doesn't necessarily just like make you cool. I wouldn't say, like, it's not like a baller weapon. Like, Longsword players don't like ball out. Like, you feel yourself when you're like hunting the monsters, but like, I would not be surprised if a random joined my team and like triple carded when they're a Longsword player. Like, I feel like Longsword is kind of the generic, like, the Longsword players get spawned in factories, right? I'm different, of course, because I'm the main character and whatnot, but Like longsword is a very generic ass weapon. It's just the coolest of the generic ass weapons. Like it's way cooler than like lance and shit. And sword and shield, bro. Fuck sword and shield. Um Next for B tier, I'm going to put Charge Blade. I honestly know very little about Charge Blade. It seems like a really cool weapon. I want to play it, but it's kind of really complicated. I feel like a lot of Charge Blade players think they're like some like I feel like there's a lot of like Charge Blade elitists that think they're just better because they know how to play a complicated weapon. It's like, bro, you can calm down a little bit. It's not rocket science. It's pressing buttons in a game. You have sword and shield, and then you switch into a great sword with explosions. Like just because you got a lot of buttons and files and whatnot, and you have to manage that shit. Just because you're working a 9 to 5 doesn't make your weapon better. Okay. With that being said, it is a cool weapon, and like when someone joins the party and plays Charge Blade, I'm like, all right, this person probably knows their shit, or they're gonna triple cart because they're picking it because they're just like a shit player. But like I don't think the shit players are indicative of the Charge Blade itself. I think that some new players might just see the Charge Blade and be like, okay, I want to main that weapon. And you know, most of the players that play this weapon are going to be really good, but there's probably a couple people that don't know how to play it but choose to play it anyways and are shit. I'm not going to judge the weapon based off of those players though. Here, let me organize that so not to piss people off. I know there were so many people that were just going to be fuming in the comments about how I misaligned the fucking icons for weapons. Anyways, next in B tier is Switch Axe. Yeah, Switch Axe and Charge Blade feel very similar, except Switch Axe is like way more simple. That's the best way I can really describe it, right? Less skillful, but also less pretentious. So you're not a douchebag if you're playing Switch Axe. I feel like Charge Blade players are good at the game, but they're douches. I just think that Switch Axe players are just, they pick a weapon that looks cool and they want to hunt cool monsters with the cool weapon. And I respect that, It's simple. It's pretty like you're pretty simple minded or like one track minded. Like you just want to fight bosses with your big ass axe weapon, and you probably like stun locking monsters too with the one like whoosh 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 just chain attack, and that's respectable. Also, you can run maximum might, which is really nice, like longsword, and I don't know what other weapons you really run maximum might on. Hunting horn, you probably run it on sword and shield and shit, but I don't know. And now we are on A tier. At the bottom of A tier, I'm going to put Dual Blades. Dual Blades is a really good weapon in this game, and it's like just really cool. I mean, it's the only weapon in the game where you're like really trying to dial in elemental. It has a really good damage output with the like demon mode. You're just getting a lot of attacks in. Really good maximum damage output, but you also have to know how to play close to monsters, otherwise you're not going to be able to get hits in. You have to know the game a decent amount, and yeah, you get punished if you're bad at stamina management, but the reward is really there. Yeah, I respect most Dual Blade players, but there are a lot of new players that don't understand the game yet that play Dual Blades, so don't be fooled. Like if someone joins your party and they're playing Dual Blades, don't immediately be like, all right, this person's the GOAT. They might just be new and they might triple cart. But I mean, that's part of the learning process, right? I'm not here to shame people that are new. Yeah, like no shame if you are the triple carting random, but stay out of my lobby first. And yeah, honestly, try one of the cool weapons, bro. Because when you get good at it, it'll feel way more rewarding. Like, yeah, anyone can play lance or any of the ranged weapons and not cart because they just sit in the back or hold shield or some shit. But you gotta have some cojones to choose a weapon where you're up close and personal. You really gotta get up in the monster's business, whatnot. So that's why I'm putting Dual Blades in A tier. But yeah, no, be wary of bad Dual Blades players. They will triple card because of the stamina management thing. Next, I'm going to go Greatsword. Greatsword is kind of like Dual Blades, but the opposite. Yeah, you really it has the same thing where there's a big divide between good Greatsword players and bad Greatsword players. Greatsword has like one of the highest damage outputs in the game, or potential damage outputs. I mean, you're hitting for like 1,000 damage a hit. Greatsword does a ludicrous amount of damage. It's just ridiculous. Like, it puts every other weapon to shame, except for like Charge Blade if you have max files. But like, bro, that shit doesn't count. I don't care. I actually just don't know enough about Charge Blade to care, but that's besides the point. Yeah, Greatsword is like, if you are a Greatsword main, that's very respectable. You gotta learn to be good. Get those charge attacks in. Get those true charges. You can true charge out of wounds, which is kind of broken. I guess wounds in this game are just broken though. So, yeah, I feel like, dude, Greatsword players are just kind of like ball out. Like, if you actually get good at Greatsword, you can consistently beat like Tempered Arcvelds without carding. Like, you're just putting in a lot of work, bro. Like, you're getting like half the monster's health down. Admittedly, I feel like when I play with Greatsword players, they be stealing all the wounds though. Like, when I'm on Longsword and I'm playing with Greatsword, I like never get to hit wounds. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just I'm doing something wrong, but I feel like monsters always target Greatsword players, and that makes it easier for them to like hit them, whatnot. But I don't know. It's kind of awkward. Honestly, I might move it. No, I'm gonna pivot. I was originally planning on this next weapon, Insect Glaive, to be S, but I decided finally that it will be A. Insect Glaive is like the counterpart of Gunlance, I would say, where instead of being lame, it's really cool. Like, Insect Glaive is not a very good weapon. Where, like, I would say, like, Gunlance is a good weapon, but you're not cool if you play it. Insect Glaive is a bad weapon, but you're cool if you play it, you know? Like, you're just fucking jumping, doing tricks on it and shit. You're also kind of a team player because you're getting mounts, you know? And it's a pretty complicated weapon. Like, it's the only weapon that I would say, like, rivals Charge Blade in terms of how complicated it is. Aside from, like, maybe the bow guns and shit just feel really complicated when you first start, but once you get down to it, you're just rapid firing the monster. Like, it doesn't count. Anyways, back to Insect Glaive. Yeah, you're getting some support because you're getting mounts. You're knocking down the monster so your teammates can get some damage in. It also has Insect Glaive has a very high, like, maximum damage output, but the, like, charge B attack leaves you wide open, so a lot of times if you use it at the wrong time, you'll get heavily punished for it. So most Insect players have to be pretty damn good. Like, Insect Glaive is not for the new player or the inexperienced. Like, you have to be. I have tried to play Insect Glaive. I still really struggle. It's a difficult ass weapon. I've killed like one Tempered Arcveld with it, and then I got it done on my first try. But then my second try, I lost the quest, which was rough. But yeah, Insect Glaive, cool ass weapon. Yeah, and you can get paras with the bug, though. Admittedly, dude, the bug system's so weird in this game. I like when you could just upgrade the bug independently of the weapon, and then, you know, you could get like buffs from that shit. Now it's the bug system seems really weird in this game. That's kind of besides the point though, because it doesn't affect your gameplay that much. Honestly, I don't even know why they made it so you have to have like a different Kinsect. I guess it's kind of cool, but like, respectfully, even if you're running a blunt Kinsect, like, you're not getting a knockout unless you're fighting like a Yian Kutku or like a Chatacabra. Like, the only monsters you're knocking out are like weak ass monsters. Also, it's so hard to get to be in like the powered up state with Insect Glaive without the wounds. The wounds in this game really save Insect Glaive. Where, like, I don't know, some monsters you'll have to hit them like in the feet to get the level 3 boost, but then their feet will like always be covered by their wings, so you can't get the insect in there. So it's really hard to get to the powered up state, but if you hit a wound, that just instantly gives you all 3. So as long as you're doing damage, you can easily stay in the powered up state for the entire quest. Like, it's not that difficult. but you definitely have to do that to be contributing. Insect Glaive without the powered up state is so ass. If you want me to do a little, I'll give you a little 10-second Insect Glaive guide. What you want to do is you want to start quests by just spamming aerial attacks using the right trigger and the A button, or the, if you're on PlayStation X, I'm on PlayStation, so yeah, the button on the bottom of the 4 buttons and right trigger. Yeah, then you just go for aerial attacks till you get a mount. Destroy one of the parts on its back, then destroy its head, then do the mount attack, and then, use your wound attack to exploit the wound that you made on its back to get into the powered up state, and then just Insect Glaive in powered up state. Like, just play aerial, use your Insect Glaive gets like a broken ass aerial attack when you're in powered up, and then you can also charge your B move. So yeah, I would use aerial Y while you're charging B, and then after the Y attack is done, it'll send you back up into the air. Then you do B, you fall down on it, spin a lot. Yeah, you spin back down, do your cool anime combo. Though admittedly, I don't know how to do the extended version. Like, even though I've played Insect Glaive a little bit, I don't know what the input is for the like big spin that like takes away your powered up state. I don't think it's that good to use though, if I'm honest. Like, I'm pretty sure it inflicts a good amount of status based on what your Kinsect is, but taking you out of the powered up state is like debilitating. It's not like Longsword, or Longsword you can use the big anime slash. It'll send you back to white, but like if you just hit one wound, then that'll pretty much get you back to red. Because it'll get you to yellow, and then you can combo it into a right trigger, right trigger, right trigger, spirit round slash, and get back to red almost instantly. Plus, it also does like 1,500 damage. With Insect Glaive, the extended version does a lot less than 1,500. And yeah, it just cripples your weapon. So I don't think it's even that worth using. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Honestly, it's like my 3rd or 4th most played weapon in this game. Or yeah, 4th. Maybe even close to 5th by now. No, 4th. Anyways, kicking off S tier. The best of the best, the cream of the crop, Hammer. If you play Hammer, you are cool. I feel like Hammer players rarely cart. It's a simple enough weapon to the point where like you know what you're doing. But the skill cap is also like really high. Like, you can distinguish a good Hammer player from a bad Hammer player. With that being said, good and bad Hammer players will be contributing a good amount to the team. You're kind of being the team player, you're getting knockouts if you're assuming you're hitting the head enough. Yeah, you're putting in work, doing shit for the boys. Also, underrated aspect of Hammer's kit, you don't really need to hit wounds with like the right bumper attack. So you can let your teammates get the wound exploit attacks. Like, if you have a longsword teammate, your longsword teammate can stay in the level 3 spirit or red spirit charge the entire fight because he can take all the wound attacks. Or if you have a greatsword player, the greatsword player can take all the wound attacks, get a shit ton of damage while you're just hitting him in the head, getting knockouts. Hammer does a shit ton of damage in this game. Hammer's like my second main. Like, I might play Hammer more than Longsword coming up. Like, Hammer is so fun. Yeah, Hammer has really big skill ceiling. You have to kind of know what you're doing, but you can also just brute force it, hold forward, spam them charge attacks. Hammer players are just, honestly, Hammer is the counterpart of Sword and Shield. I think Hammer and Sword and Shield are some of the most simple weapons where you know all of your moves always, but Sword and Shield is like you have low damage output and you don't really do anything for your team. And then Hammer is you do a lot for your team and have a high damage output. And then if you want a quick rundown of how to play Hammer, I could also drop a full video on it. Let me know if you'd want that. But you want to just spam the charge attacks for the head when the monster's moving around. Then if you ever get a knockdown or knockout, spam the B button for the big bang attack. That shit does so much damage and does a shit pile of knockout. Like, Hammer just hits so hard in this game. And yeah, if a monster goes to sleep, I've hit sleeping monsters for like 1,200 damage before in one hit. Because you can do like level 2 charge. It also is just, it has the funny ass like Hammer swing where you spinning that shit in a circle. Yeah, hammer is just such a goated weapon. It has like all of the ups of great sword, except you're just always very helpful. Like hammer's just like that. And then finally, the goat. You are cool if you play this pretty much no matter what, even if you're shit at it, unless you're corner horning. But hunting horn, don't corner horn. Quick little PSA. Hunting horn is like so ridiculous, or it has such a ridiculous potential. It has the highest potential of any of these weapons on the list. There just isn't a perfect hunting horn in the game yet, because in this game they added echo bubbles, which provide even more support. But only one hunting horn in the entire game has an attack and affinity echo bubble, which is what you really want. But the problem is that it's on a shit hunting horn. So if they ever release a hunting horn where, you have good songs and attack affinity echo bubble, like hunting horn will be the best weapon when you're playing with 4 people. But I mean, that's kind of besides the point. The main reason why you're cool if you're playing hunting horn is just because of all the support you're giving. Like hunting horn is the support weapon, right? You're getting knockouts, you're playing songs, buffing your teammates' attack. I mean, anyone can do that, right? Like it has a pretty low skill floor. Like it's pretty easy to play at an all right level. But like a real good like hunting horn main can like actually do a shit ton of damage. Like they can solo quests. It's a very usable weapon solo. Like it's not bad in any right. It's a little bit hard to get dial in the echo bubbles, but like bro, when you can like knock down a monster and they're in all 3 echo bubbles, your damage output is just absolutely ridiculous. It also has really unique builds where every weapon you're kind of just going for a perfect Arshan. They made Arshan hunting horns just dog shit. Kind of like a balancing thing. If they made it so you could choose your songs and choose your echo bubble, then hunting horn, yeah, it would be the best weapon in the game. I did the math. You could give everyone on your team a 50% damage increase, assuming they have max level crit boost. Like I am probably going to make a separate video just going over the potential of hunting horn. Not to mention, like, dude, even hunting horn now, sonic barrier is a broken ass skill. It just makes so the first time you get hit from when it's deployed, it does like 1/4 the damage or like 1/5 the damage. And it also negates roars the first time you get hit with one. And so if you're just spamming sonic barrier, you get your attack up L, your defense up L, your self-improvement going, and then you just spam sonic barrier. Whenever your teammates get hit, they'll take massively reduced damage. Like they'll genuinely just be taking 1/4 the damage that they would. Like your teammates have to be pretty brain dead to die if you're playing hunting horn. Like hunting horn's the only weapon in the game where like you can make triple cart teammates not take a single cart. Like hunting horn is like that. And yeah, it's just really hard to hit like a high damage output with it. But if you can get that far with hunting horn, you have my unbridled respect. Genuinely, like I feel that these weapons just provide the most value. And if I have people joining me, I want them on hammer or hunting horn. Because yeah, the buffs on hunting horn it's actually so nice. 20% attack is crazy. It's almost to the point where if you're in a 4-person squad, like, dude, in theory, even if you aren't doing like any damage, you're still contributing a very solid amount. Obviously, do not corner horn. Corner horn players are the fucking worst. Yeah, you're just weird if you're playing hunting horn to sit in the corner and spam songs. Like, actually play in the fight. It's not hard at all to keep 100% uptime on all your songs. Yeah, get Slugger. It's also, yeah, it has really unique builds, man. I talked earlier about how it doesn't use Arshan weapons, which lets you use a lot of different hunting horns. You can run Ajarkhan, you can run the Bone hunting horns, honestly really good. Either of the Arkveld hunting horns are very solid. And Guardian Rathalos, super good. But the biggest part is that you also don't need to go into a crit build. Or like with every single other weapon in the game, you really want to be dialing in crit. You want to get your crit boost maxed out ideally. You want to get, or if you have an elemental build, you want to get element crit. and you want to get 100 affinity, because it's pretty easy to do that in this game. If you just get weakness exploit, and then for a lot of weapons, you can just run maximum might to get the last like 30%. Plus, if you're counting the Gore Magla cloak, like you just easily get max 100 affinity with like most weapons in this game. And you can also run agitator if you're feeling real I don't know, eccentric. You can run latent power, but latent power is just I don't know, it's inconsistent and not as helpful as some of the other skills. But yeah, with Hunting Horn, you can really just go into a raw build because a lot of its attacks can't crit, like all the Echo Bubble stuff. And I believe the Sonic Slam also can't. Or I forget what it's called. Resounding Melody. Resounding Melody I don't think can crit, aside from like the first couple hits. So you can really, like, I think it still is worth getting Weakness Exploit. But aside from that, like, you don't need to go crit boost. You can go for raw damage. You could even go for Bludgeoner for some Hunting Horns. Like, that's honestly respectable. And with that being said, also crit builds are still very good. Like, it's not like you have to go for raw. Like, crit builds are still a very prominent option. It's just, that's not the only thing you can do with Hunting Horn. But yeah, no, I think the bowguns are pretty bitch made. And that's really all I have to say. Anyways, that's all for the video, guys. Yeah, I'm really trying to get monetized, which the thresholds are 500 subs for like light monetization, and then 1,000 subs for like the full deal. So yeah, hit that sub button. It would help me so much. I cannot understate how much I would appreciate that. And then yeah, like the video. It'll help it do better with the algorithm. Let me know if you want to see more Monster Hunter Wilds content. I know before this I've been doing a lot of just like random shit, you know, Valorant video here, Skylanders video there, Rivals video here, Rivals video there, whatnot. But I want to do more Monster Hunter content because I really love this game series. Yeah, Generations Ultimate's one of my favorite games of all time. Probably peak Monster Hunter, though. Wilds has potential to beat it. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, comment if you want me to make a full-length video on how to play any of these weapons. I am most inclined to do either Hammer, Hunting Horn, or Longsword. Probably. Actually, I also might do Insect Glaive. I don't think I'm qualified enough to do Insect Glaive, though. I don't think I'm good enough at it. But yeah, I could definitely do a Longsword guide if anyone's wondering how to play it better. Like right now I'm HR like 150. Oh, I also forgot to say, you should join my squad in Monster Hunter. I just made it. And yeah, join if you're trying to get some hunts in. Anyways, bye for real.